Joe Rogan, the little man with big arms and shiny head, wooing the hearts of millions with his charming smile and incredible good looks and rather tight t-shirts. Out of curiosity, you pull up one of his podcasts. What makes this guy the biggest out there? Having no immediate answers, you have no choice but to look up at his headphones, not sitting satisfyingly in the middle of his shiny head. Like an itch that keeps getting worse, can't help but stare at the top of his dome, internally begging for someone to tell him that his headphones are not centered on his head. As you're fuming and scrunching your face, you start to listen to what's actually being said. And interest sparks enough for you to stop paying attention to those damn headphones. You look down to meet those eyes, those knowing, maternal eyes. Without conscious thought, your gaze continues to move down on its own accord, stopping at those incredibly large biceps. You flexes, and a little bit of jealousy later, you realize that you should do more curls. Finally, after your focus leaves the off-center headphones and your new gym resolution, you can start to listen to the words being said. The Joe Rogan Experience is the biggest show in the world because there is no leg pulling, there is no funny business. It's just a man who is genuinely curious, inviting people to share and converse about the mysteries of the world. When you watch, it's as if you are being invited into a warm campfire at the end of a long day's journey. Back in a time when there wasn't anything else to do but to sit and watch the flickering light until day came again. You're the little boy who's tagging along on a great adventure with his dad, the people he knows from each town joining the campfire to share stories and experiences and laughs. There are no scripts. There is no show, but merely conversation. The Joe Rogan Experience likes to tickle us with just how to navigate these conversations and relationships. It's like, is this how I'm supposed to talk and act with other people and handle disagreements? Maybe it's more like being invited to the grown-up table while they're having the adulty conversations. Sometimes I don't even pay attention to what's being said, but just to how the two people interact, how one conducts himself with different personalities, how to practice the art of conversation. So much trust issues going on between me and the people that appear on screens lately. I grew up with Fox News on pretty much 24/7, and I got into it, man. I knew all the shows, all the people. I celebrated when they celebrated and got angry when they told me to. Donald Trump's election in 2016 was like my coming of age inauguration to the political world, and I was all in. It was so exciting. I mean, bombs being dropped over here, someone with little hands over there. There's like this innocent trust back then. I agreed with what was being said, mostly because my family did, and had the idea that I was better than everyone else because I was right, and I was lucky to have all the right viewpoints. We had a team. All the conservatives were like a football team. I knew all of them. And I trusted them, like I trust my school teacher to teach me Spanish. But something began to happen. The cameras at the game show went too wide, showing the lighting equipment and the makeup and the scripts and the conflict of interest funding. Before Mr. Cameraman could fix it, the damage was done. Turns out the whole point of the game show was to act like there wasn't a game show at all. And it worked. For a while, but everyone could see how much of a game it really was. I'm not really sure what happened for me that started to turn that tide, going from trust to distrust. For me, truth and groundedness were things that I didn't get enough of. I got my fill of sneakiness and passive aggression, though. There were always goblins tiptoeing behind whatever is being said, dark shadows darting back and forth between large pillars, agendas being worn like a hijab with beady eyes peering through. I grew an appetite for realness and authenticity and organized minds without ulterior motives, and I didn't even realize it. Listening to takes on current political issues on the JRE is like sharing a prison cell with a skunk. After a few years, someone finally opens the door to let the fresh air in, and the green gaseous air slithers out. A first breath of clean air in a long while. There are no teams, there are no sides, there are merely ideas. I get to sit and watch two people talk about ideas not much different than adults sitting on a couch with beers in their hand. Remove the headphones, the lighting, the cameras, and I don't think things change very much. The same cannot be said for most other podcasts. While there are other podcasts that are good and useful and worth listening to, it's not the same. There are questions and answers and notes. It's more like an interview than a conversation. Maybe that's the core of it. The Joe Rogan Experience does not feel like an interview, but merely two friends joking and poking and big braining with each other. And you get to join them. Tuesdays are a good day for me. It's JRE Day, the beginning of a 3-day podcast release period. I can hardly wait till 10 a.m. for the next release. Sitting on the bed with a small heater pointed at my feet, I pick up the phone and put it down, counting down the minutes into the hour. As it approaches, my limbs start to shake on their own. At first, small movements and then full out flailing. My body anticipates the massive dopamine surge that comes from a new episode release. And finally, the time comes. Shaking, I open up my phone, pull up Spotify, and go to the JRE page. My smile straightens to a line. In that moment, it's like a knife going through my body, just missing my heart, but not forgetting the pain. My day is ruined. It's an MMA episode. There are a handful of guests of which I get excited for. I like to think of them of the Avengers, with Rogan as Captain America, Tim Dillon as the Hulk. Those are the only two that I've assigned to specific characters. I'm not totally sure why. But some of the others, like Brett and Eric Weinstein, Jordan Peterson, Theo Vaughn, Dave Smith, Duncan Trussell, and others, are all people that spike a little bit of excitement when I see their names on the next episode. Those are my guys. They are my white cane as I walk down the street blind. They help me set the temperature and get a feel for what is going on and what it means. They're people that I trust. And Not that I agree with everything that they are saying, but I trust that they are saying it in good faith. The same cannot be said about Fox News, CNN, or Ted Cruz, or Elizabeth Warren. God help us. People are thirsty for the real, and boy, Joe Rogan has really stepped in. People say that they need a liberal Joe Rogan. No. We just need more Joe Rogans. We all need more authenticity. We all need more truth as people actually see it. We all need more intelligent ideas that bang off the walls and smack people over the head. We all need a separation from our ideas as identity so that we can move them around to get new angles on them and discard the ones that aren't helpful. A little less ego, a little more healthy conflict and disagreement. I'm thankful for the Joe Rogan Experience. It's a guide, albeit an imperfect one, for how to navigate the current climate that we find ourselves in. Say what you will about the aliens or the mushrooms or the weed or the conspiracy theories. There are a number of different angles you could try to take to discredit him, but the one you can't discredit is his honesty. Does that mean he doesn't lie sometimes? No. Does that mean he doesn't make mistakes and make them often? No. But what I feel all the way down to my bones is that he's not pulling my leg, and that's enough. I don't want to see degrees or industry experience or snobby British accents or people in white doctor's coats with stethoscopes around their neck smiling at me as if they're going to heaven and they'd like to help me too. I just don't want you to pull my leg. That's it. I want you to be honest and authentic and trying your best to navigate this incredibly confusing life. I need to know that your intentions are aiming upwards, wherever that is. That you've gone in and sliced away to the best of your ability to do so, your ego, your childhood wounds, your jealousy, your resentment. I need to know that you're aware and seeing the world as clearly as a human can. Because a lot of people are not seeing clearly. A lot of people are shrouded by guilt and anger and shame and they don't even realize it. A lot of people are angling for power. A lot of people are manipulating to get what they want. A lot of people just want attention because their parents didn't give them enough of it when they were younger. To me, this is why Mr. Rogan's podcast is the biggest in the space right now. He's opening up his arms and saying, this is what I've got. This is who I am, and you can either take it or leave it. The hope isn't to banish all the little Kremlins scuttling around in the shadows, but merely to acknowledge that they are there and that you are doing your darndest to see them clearly. I hope that many more of us are brave enough to do the same, to navigate this life by the light of truth, acknowledging the monsters inside. We are humans. We are gross and dirty and liars and selfish. Just don't act like you're not.